welcome aboard the Rover. Remember that? This is a vlog, which is a video where I talk about stuff. And today I'm going to talk about Bangernomics and the difficulties an expert Bangernomicer like myself faces. It is getting more and more difficult, I would say, for one simple reason, and that's because I reckon cars from the 90s, perhaps the early noughties like this car, this was built in September 2000 I think, or maybe December 2000, and to me that is peak car. That's when cars got as good as they could ever really be, and since then they've just got more bloated, and allegedly they do rather better for economy these days, but then the diesel version of this car could top 50 to the gallon, which is still pretty decent, I'd say. And really they've just got bigger and uglier and more complex, with even more stuff to go wrong. This is fundamentally a fairly simple car, and I like that. It's simple, but it does everything you could need. The problem is that the cars of that period are getting rarer. Corrosion is still a menace, especially as a car from 1990 is now best part of 18 years old. No, 28 years old. Bloody hell, I'm old. I can't even count. I should point out, I kind of have dyslexia, but with numbers. So what I gain in wordy ability and the ability to talk utter rubbish and write it as well, I've lost with numbers. I just have no head for numbers at all. It's quite embarrassing. I'm off to see my nephew, and he's 6 years old and a far better mathematician than I am. Terrifyingly so, in fact. That's less of a slur on me and more of a credit to him, to be fair. He is astonishing. But yeah, the point was Bangernomics. Yeah, as these cars age, corrosion becomes a problem, even though cars of that era were far better than, say, cars from the 1970s. And also parts become harder to find. I mean, this is a defunct car, and some spares for this car will be very hard to find. I know the cars equipped with the CVT gearbox, there are parts for those gearboxes that are now pretty much obsolete. You cannot find them, and if you're using the car as daily transport, the last thing you want is to have some part that takes it off the road and stops you being able to drive it. In a way, it kind of proves how good the Citroen 2CV is, because the Citroen 2CV has come out the other side of that. There were times where parts were hard to find and values were low, but now we can get all the bits to restore them. And you think about the amount of metal work that went into Ellie. I mean, most of her body shell has been replaced over the years, and her chassis, and she's now got an engine that's got aftermarket barrels and pistons, and all this stuff exists. There is pretty much no part that renders a 2CV unusable on the road because you can't find it. You can get absolutely everything, and sometimes bits are better. I mean, other times bits aren't so good. It's a strange example, but pedal rubbers, for instance, are very poor quality. They look nice, but they wear out in no time at all. Very slow, but it does sound nice. So yeah, maybe I'm right to stand by the 2CV, because that could be my forever car, and it certainly looks like she will be. It's just every 12 or 13 years I have to completely rebuild the body. But yeah, the problem is other cars aren't so well supported. I'm about to go and buy a Skoda Favorit, and the problem there is the aftermarket support is not brilliant for those cars. I mean, mechanically, that engine was used for quite a long time. It even made it into Fabias in a slightly enlarged form. And it has a heritage that stretches back to the 60s, I think, that engine. Very simple overhead valve. Yeah, nice simple running gear. So parts of that engine fairly plentiful. But as cars became more bespoke and part sharing less commonplace, it does get more difficult. I remember Practical Classics magazine did a huge guide of all the parts and cross-referencing, because a set of brake shoes from a standard Vanguard might fit an Austin Westminster or something like that. There was a lot of standardisation. A manufacturer would go to Lucas and say, what have you got? And Lucas would say, well, we've got these, and they'd fit them. Now we're in a stage where calipers are bespoke to the car, and once the production run is up, there'll be some put away for future parts. Once they run out, you're kind of stuffed. Remanufacturing brake parts is very, very expensive. And I do wonder what the future holds when the supply of cheap bangers, so to speak, runs out. Because I love nothing more than buying a car like this Rover, 375 quid, and putting my faith in it as my daily driver. And I do business critical meetings in this stuff. I'm on my way to a photo shoot now. If that photo shoot doesn't happen, then that's my magazine stuff. I've got to fill the pages with something, and as it's a magazine about Jaguars, I can't very well write about how my Rover broke down. So yeah, it's interesting to know, because cars after say around 2000, 2002, they just don't really hold any interest. I think they're too complicated, there's too much to go wrong. I just love the joyous simplicity of older cars. And yeah, that's one reason I'm so pleased to be getting the Skoda Fabia. It's an entirely simple car, but it should nonetheless do everything I need from a car. It'll be interesting to see how it compares in volume terms with this Rover. Oh, we're wafting along, there's an awful lot of wind noise going on. Well, we're cruising along at 70 miles an hour, that's 75 on the speedo, 70 according to the sat nav, and yeah, it's alright this. Bangernomics doesn't always go well. I look back to my previous Rover, the 600. I apologise, I never really did a follow-up video on that car, so I covered its demise in the Hubnut Fleet history video fairly recently. It was a 600 diesel, so it'd do 50 to the gallon. Very good diesel engine. I didn't really like the suspension that much, because when Rover developed the 600, Honda were a bit less friendly, because by then Rover was in the hands of BMW. And I should clarify, Rover didn't go running to BMW, Rover had no say in the matter. At the time, Rover was owned by British Aerospace, and British Aerospace didn't really want Rover. It was just that the British government in the early 80s said, come on, do us a favour, because the government owned the remnants of British Leyland and they didn't want it anymore, which is fair enough. I don't think governments should be running car companies. Governments have far more important things to be doing. So yeah, British Aerospace, very reluctant owners, didn't really free up very much money for development. So one day BMW came along, could see the value in certainly certain aspects of Rover, the upcoming Mini project, they knew about that, and BMW wanted to develop its own range of 4x4s, so buying Land Rover as part of that deal was certainly not without appeal. But yeah, I mean, it caused all sorts of problems, because Rover was still doing joint developments with Honda, and Honda was rather put out by this. So with a 600, well, Rover got to reskin the car, and I think one of the most successful reskins of a car ever. I think the 600 is so much more attractive than the frumpy Honda Accord on which it's based. But Honda said, well, no, you can't change the suspension. The engineering is going to be Honda engineering. And that meant a ride which was rather too firm, because Rover knew that suspension travel is what you want. But Honda was very different. Honda preferred double wishbones and keeping it all compact and firm, because presumably Japanese roads are actually built to a decent quality. So yeah, I didn't like suspension on the 600, but we went to France, had a lovely holiday in it. And unfortunately, when we came back, it blew the gearbox to bits. And I know exactly when it happened. We were convoying to the 1000 Classics show at Chumley, which I went to with Ellie this year. And I was waiting for some friends. We were convoying there, and a friend caught me up, and I was a bit hard coming on the power, coming out of the lay-by. And it just blew the differential cage to pieces, because Rover, in its cash-strapped wisdom, decided that plastic was the material of choice for the differential cage. And unfortunately, plastic degrades quite badly, and with age, it goes hard and brittle. So it doesn't take too much welly to just blow that cage to bits. More of a problem on the 620 Ti, the turbo petrol cars. They were forever doing it, because people were always giving those plenty of hammer. So that was a disappointing end to that car, and that's probably, yeah, it's the last car I actually scrapped. I took it to my local garage for assessment, and they just said, well, no, it's going to cost, you know, X amount of money. You're going to need to find a gearbox, you're going to have to get it shipped here, then it's trouble of doing it. And as you may have seen in the fleet video, the AA managed to damage it on the way home because it fell off the dolly. A bit of carelessness on their part, but thankfully the AA were very quick to pay out on that. So I got my money back on that car, but it wasn't the ending I'd hoped for. But that is proof that sometimes you can buy a cheap banger, and you know, there can be a catastrophic failure. But then I note plenty of modern cars broken down on the side of motorways. The AA and RAC, they're struggling a bit at the moment, as it happens, but I think that's because venture capitalists are just draining everything out of them. It's just a hypothesis. And yeah, cars still break down, and modern cars break down perhaps just as much as older ones, really. So I'd rather save my money and yeah, have an old car. I mean, I know I go on about how much fuel this Rover drinks, but in the big scheme of things, it doesn't make that much difference, because there's no depreciation. I'm selling the car for slightly more than I paid for it, albeit that doesn't really cover the cost of the 4 brand new tyres I've got on it fairly recently. I'm not getting my money's worth out of those. So there's a bit of man maths going on there. But yeah, anyway, I've prattled on for far too long, but my point is I worry about the future of Bangernomics, because cheap cars of the future might not be worth having at all. I think this really is glory days for the cheap old Banger. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.